Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Today we'll be playing Horizon Zero Dawn, which has been an interesting experience, to say the least, getting working. And you're probably wondering why it is I say that. Well, this game doesn't have resolution options. What it has is a window that you manually resize, which is really irritating to get to basically a pixel-perfect frame for, this kind of a thing. So... we'll see how this works. We may end up resizing it yet again, depending on how this works. And who knows? I have heard nothing but bad things about the PC port, but hopefully those bad things are exaggerated and or have been patched out. What, you don't like the fulfillment of law right here? Is that the one you're talking about? Or are you talking about the hammer or the complexity solution? Because those are the three ships here. I just moved it. The fulfillment of law used to be on the tower. Now it's just back there. Before we get started, I do want to say shoutouts and thank you to a couple of people, including Galtori, Ginger Overseer, Papanix, Pretzel, Wraith X64, Saldir, Eric Claremont, Upon a Time, Larian, Mr. Nuclear, Omni Otter 8000, Sakage, and the person who put this on the books, Easel Games. Thank you, all of you, very, very much. This is one of those old runs. This has been on the books for a while. So I have no idea how much anybody supported or donated for this one. Sorry, guys. This was before we were tracking those kind of metrics. So I got nothing. Suzerain. There it is. Okay, just making sure that that's already on the list. Thank you, Dragonheart. Very, very much. As always, and ever. And I will put that towards Suzerain. If you give me just a moment here. Now, you're probably wondering why we're paused at this screen. Well, the PC port has been odd. I couldn't even access the options menu without letting the game just run for about 5 or 6 minutes as it played through an unskippable cutscene. And then I gained access to the options in the settings menu. I'm not sure if it's going to play that cutscene again, if I replay it, or what's going to happen here. So that's why we're just kind of sitting here hoping for the best. We will see exactly what happens when Melciniton donates for another tier 3 sub. Thank you very, very much, as always. If you know where you want that one to go, let me know. Otherwise, just thank you very, very much. Give me a moment to jot that down. Some of you may or may not be aware, may. I've been up since like 5. We had a massive thunderstorm, and I couldn't get back to bed. It's okay. I got some work done. That's the important part. Did some research on a 2-shift cycle, which is something I've been sincerely debating doing. I'm still not sure if I'm going to or not. There would be some downsides. I would have no time to hang out with friends, and lore week would be massively adjusted in terms of when it happens by like 5 hours. But yeah, I'm still thinking about it. Anyways. But this game, so yeah, I'm a little right now. We've already streamed this game. Some of you are aware of this. There was a brief period of time there where I was trying to stream games before doing ruminations on them, which didn't quite work, mostly because I didn't have the format down yet, because I was effectively just doubling my workload, which wasn't working, funnily enough. So we had to stop that. It was just so much better to just slam through a game as quickly as humanly possible in order to push out for the ruminations. That meant, I wouldn't remember the ruminations or the games in question, but it would mean that it would be a far more efficient model and format. Nowadays, we have kind of gone back to that method, so for the second time we'll be streaming a game, although in this case it's okay because we won't be doing a rumination on this one since we already did. But this will actually be a review since we never reviewed this game. I'm actually really curious how this one's going to turn out in review, because I remember it quite positively. But at the same time, I also cranked the difficulty down and played it with melee and nothing but melee. Now, some of you are probably thinking, what? Is that even possible? Yeah, I've actually mentioned this to a few friends of mine who've played this game. They didn't even know that was an option, playing what is effectively a full melee build. And the problem is, it is only an option when you turn down the difficulty, so that the enemies don't do that kind of damage to you, and you don't actually have to hit their weak points. Now you're probably thinking, well, wait, hang on, Lore, why did you do that? Is it because you're dumb and stupid? And the answer is yes, but also no. One moment. Really quick, thank you very, very much, Pretzel, for the sub. I've put that down for Steins Gate Elite. And thank you very, very much, Hedonistic Mantis. I've put that towards nothing, but if you want to put it towards something, please let me know. Thank you, both of you, very, very much. The reason is because it was a console-only game. I can't aim with console controls. I can't. That's just how that is. I cannot do aiming with a controller. So the kind of precision and requirements that the game required in order to aim was not happening. In fact, I was getting extremely frustrated with the game and was getting close to putting it down before I realized I could go full melee build and turn the diff down, and then at that point I started having fun again. On the plus side, we're now playing on mouse and keyboard, so hopefully the aiming thing is fixed. If I still don't enjoy the aiming, well, at the very least I can always turn it back down and just enjoy the melee build, right? Either way, no, when would I have time to do that, Zactoft? I don't even understand that question. You know I've never played the Halo games before until we streamed it. So, without further ado, let's see if the intro plays again. The unskippable intro. Looks like that's a yes. Okay, well, enjoy the intro, guys. It's not bad, it's just unskippable. I should know, I just watched this morning. I should test something real quick.
What's that now? Don't like the cold? Can't stay in today. We have a ritual to perform, you and I. Here. Wear this. It belonged to my daughter. Good. Today, I speak your name, girl. But will the goddess speak it back? Normally, it would be the mother who declares, if you had one. The whole village would attend, and matriarchs perform the ritual. But we are outcasts. Even so, we keep the tribe's rituals. Otherwise, we might become like the faithless old ones, who turned their backs on the goddess. But their wickedness doomed them. To us, were left the splendors of creation, beasts of air, water, earth, and steel. It is one thing to hunt a beast, another to hunt a machine. You must be humble and respect their power. I will teach you this one day. High Matriarch Teersa. What is she doing here? Does she mean to forbid the ritual?
No, 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 off your knees. It's nearly time. And yes, you may speak to me.
You came to bless the naming,
Have not 6 months gone by since we entrusted her to you?
but we are outcasts.
You by choice, and she, well... I am a High Matriarch, Rost. I bless whom I choose.
Then you honor us.
Yes, yes, now go, and be ready to declare. Go! Oh, Mother, this child needs a name by which to know her. That your love may warm her life as the rising sun warms all the earth. Speak her name!
Aloy!
And so her name is blessed.
Stop this at once! What have you done?
I've blessed the naming of a child.
Stubborn woman, you call that curse a child? What did she tell you about his birth, outcast? Answer!
I've done only what you asked.
To raise it, yes. We said nothing of love.
Enough.
And you, blessing its name like it was one of
I
the
know
Nora,
my duty
one of
to
the
them.
tribe.
And to you.
Without consultation.
I'm here.
Did all year, did
And wherever you go, I will follow.
Okay, now that that unskippable cutscene is done. Thank you, Malachor, very, very much for the donation in the middle of that. I have added to the nomination list Batman Under the Hood, and I have added that to Batman Arkham Origins. Thank you. And thank you, Migraine Man, whose name is hopefully not indicative. Much obliged. I will put that towards Dealer's Choice. That's a good question, Dakota. I'm not sure. I'm guessing because I didn't actually make a game last time is why it forced me to do that again. I'm going to double check to make sure that the settings are still where they should be. Yep, nope, that's correct. And that's correct. Alright, so that should be good. So, okay. Two things really quick here. First, there are several people who have never played or watched this game. So do me a favor and keep spoilers on the down low as a courtesy thing. I'll discuss several aspects of this game as we go, but we'll do what my usual approach is, which is where I try not to spoil things until I feel they should be spoiled. Sense make? And all I ask is the same courtesy from you guys. Second thing. You see what's on that mountain back there? Okay, so let's get this out of the way. So I've already jotted down the potential negative for an unskippable cutscene. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to test that later. That's going to suck, but whatever, we'll get to that later. For now, we want to jot down some positives. Let's just go with graphics fidelity, lighting usage, voice acting, and motion capture. The quote-unquote usual AAA positives to story. We're going to go on normal for this particular playthrough. By the way, we played on story difficulty when we were doing the melee build. We can adjust that on the fly, so I'm not particularly worried about it.
Aloy! Aloy!
I suppose I should test it. Yep, nope, okay. That's pretty definitive. Alright, codifying the negative. That's pretty definitive right there. Boop. No, Nerdman. Originally, this run was supposed to be just the Frozen Wilds DLC.
Oh, that's a lot of berries.
If you want to know how long this run has been on the books, this run has been on the books for longer than the PC version existed. Let me explain what I mean by that. When this run was first added, it was just to play the Frozen DLC on the PS4. Then they announced the PC port, and this run got expanded into a full review of the entire game. That's how long this has been. It depends on how it is executed, Plutonia. That's the simple answer. Generally speaking, I usually only give that out if there's a particularly problematic approach to cutscenes. Like, for example, the inability to pause a cutscene, in addition to the inability to skip a cutscene, which is absolutely aggravating. No, I've decided just out of spite I'm not going to play the DLC. I hate Silence and I don't want more of him as a character. Sorry, guys.
Quite the gatherer, aren't you, little Bast? Now go and see if you can find some more. Well done. That's a good boy. Children, come with me.
God, I just want this whole village to burn to the ground.
To be shunned.
It's the whole thing. Just...
There. Oh, come on.
Especially Lansra. That was the old woman from earlier. The asshole old woman from earlier, not the nice one. Lansra's kind of a... Anyways, but we'll talk about her later. Remember the lesson, kids. If someone's bullying you, run away into a cave so you'll get superpowers. Sorry.
Rost! Down here! Rost! Rost! He won't hear me. Some kind of cave?
Hang on. I think one of my settings is wrong. Let me double check. Unless it's just not a setting. Which it is not. Huh. What do you know? You see what I mean? By the way, there's no display resolution option. It's just drag the window. Just irritating. Whatever. At least we can turn off motion blur. Thank God for that. Oh, okay. I'm gonna have to get used to this again. It's been a little while since I played this, so please forgive me as I try to get used to a game. I've never played it with mouse and keyboard either. I'm hoping it's just kind of Assassin's Creed-y. If I was smart, I would have done Divinity Original Sin next, and then done this, and then the 2 Assassin's Creed games. And that way I would have been playing 3 games in a row that were similar in style. But I'm an idiot. Thank you, the Action Man. I've put that towards Dragon's Dogma.
Looks tight, but I can get through. This must be a ruin of the metal world. One of the old places.
I mean, this totally plays like an Assassin's Creed game. What was I doing? Yeah, I'm gonna move the schedule around right now. I'm gonna do it right now. Doing it live. I have no idea how to turn it. It's probably PC. It's already on it there. Where is the... What are you doing to my mouse? Did it change my mouse? No. No? Okay. Whatever. Sorry, guys. We're doing it live. You have to hit a button, Jon Snow. And thank you, Magic Mike, for that sub. Always appreciate. Thank you. If you know where you want that one to go, please let me know. We'll just do this. There. Website updated. Upcoming idea. Our upcoming schedule has been adjusted slightly. What are the options? Yeah, there's lots of options. In fact, Nightbot just linked you a list. There is a rather large list of games that can be done. Would you believe I actually already knew about that, Bamber Boozler? Now, I will actually freely admit I didn't know how broken it was. But I was aware of the fact that it was broken and it was being used for internal self-promotion. I don't know. I don't have a good reason for not using it. I guess I just don't care. But I thought about it. Hang on, the mouse feels weird. It almost feels like there's hardware acceleration on. I don't see an option for that. Let's just turn the sensitivity down a little bit, see if that fixes it. Nope, that really feels like hardware acceleration. Whatever, we'll just get used to it.
Ross said never go in places like this. But I have to find a way out.
That's right. Hang on, let's use our laptop here. So, I'm sorry. So you were linked to website things, Magic Mike. One of them is the list. One of them is upcoming. Upcoming is stuff that's already funded. That you don't have to put money towards that. That's already happening. The list is the one of games that have not been funded. You see the bars? That's the funding meter. As opposed to the list, which CritSource just linked, which is unrelated. That's just the current review. Anyways, Zilloke, right, I was going to answer to you. I do love camera spinning at Mach 5. Yeah, sorry, I got to put it on the list! There we go.
There's something up ahead.
God, I'm trying to remember. I'm sorry. You're asking me right now to tell you something I decided about 2 weeks ago, and I don't remember why I decided it 2 weeks ago, and I apologize.
There's something shiny there.
Of course I do, Silver Mask. What I like even better is the technological aesthetic of this game. You're probably thinking, what technological aesthetic? That one. Actually, no, I'm not, Dakota, but that's unrelated.
Lights. Everywhere. How does he do this?
Augmented reality. Also known as something that I legitimately think should have more development in real life, because I think there's actually a lot of potential in augmented reality. Alright, so. That's interesting. So the game just crashed. It even gave me a pop-up message saying, I'm sorry, the game just crashed. Would you like to put in an error reporting message? Did you know this thing got a patch 1 week ago today? A stability patch. It's also the last patch this game is getting. Oh, hey, it saved my resolution. Like I said, I have heard plenty of people speak ill of this port by virtue of crash and stability problems. See you around, Junior Shire. Thankfully, and I do remember this, there are some decent checkpoints. The autosave is actually pretty decent in this one. Let's see if we crash immediately again. So if we crash immediately again, then we have a problem. I mean, no, but yes, Dr. Winter. Basically, let me put it to you this way. Let's say you're some random kid living in medieval times. And let's say you get a portable computer you can carry with you, which has things like a database and scanning information. And it's the internet, right? I'm pretty sure that that random kid in a medieval time would end up being substantially smarter than the other people around them by simple virtue of having access to the information. Right? So, that's my take on that. And that's always been how I've presumed this. Because this is basically Star Trek levels of tech. Like, you have successfully gotten a portable holographic emitter, and the doctor's running around talking to you and teaching you as you
Metal
go.
door. Closed. Maybe this device I found can help. How do I get it open? A shape. It's connected to the door somehow.
Yeah, I was actually thinking to myself, if she wasn't someone who was, you know, an outcast, she would have gone back to her home and they would have been like, hey, check this out. And they would have taken it from her and that would have been the end of that. And probably, you know, the end of the world too, but let's not talk about that. Yeah, they'd either smash it, or worse, they'd put it up on a pedestal somewhere and never touch it. Pharaoh, huh?
It changed color.
Pardon me. I wish I could zoom the camera out a little
The door
bit.
changed color too. It did it.
I'm curious too, Leander. Yeah, this place has a lot of water buildup. Look at that. Look at that.
What's that? It's got a device, like the one I found.
You think I want it this way? It's the best I can do. He's right behind you. Hi! Happy birthday, Isaac. Daddy sure does love his little big man. Look, Daddy can't be there with you and Mom, but we can still have a party, right? Sure we can.
Show me. Show me again.
Tekken 2. He's right behind you. Hi! Happy birthday, Isaac. Daddy sure does love his little...
They do still speak English, Crit Source, yeah.
Daddy can't be there with you and Mom, but we can still have a party, right? Sure we can.
Oh, I'm sorry, that is so horrifying. Oh, or not horrifying, that's not the right word. Oh. Like, do you think that was after? Because that's what I'm assuming here. Oh, thank you very much, Kororor. Always appreciate. Thank you. Do you know what you'd like to put that towards? Sorry. Yeah, I'm assuming this happened after, which means... Okay, so I don't think this is really spoiling, but there's obviously been some kind of apocalypse situation, right? But that's why there's all this advanced tech here, okay? I think context clues can give that away. So what I'm saying is that he's leaving a message for no one. For someone who will never receive it. And he may or may not be aware of that. And I'm not sure which is worse.
Happy birthday, Isaac. Daddy sure does love his little big man.
And yeah, he's just that's what I'm assuming that he knows it's never getting. That message is never being received, and that this is just his method of coping. Calcification. That's what's going on here. Calcification. I think that's what this is called. Pretty sure. That's true. It could be happiness and joy.
Why did they die here? What happened to them?
And pray for us sinners, now and at the hour of our death. Death. I'm sorry. It's been a while. Oh, these meds Johnny gave us are really something. So, okay, from the top, kids. Hail Mary, full of grace. I mean, seriously? Record our thoughts for posterity? Great idea, Director Evans. Like I haven't done enough for posterity already. Like I wouldn't be here like this if not for posterity. I'm done with posterity. Posterity can go.
Shall soon dissolve.
Sorry. Apparently I can't Alt-Tab without freezing the game.
And Machu Picchu. Always wanted to see that. Never did. Why didn't I go with Owen when he asked? Stupid. Should have gone. Well.
I suppose I would say this qualifies as post-apocalypse. I mean, you could argue there's some post-post going on here, but narratively I don't think it has most of the features of post-post. Now, the sequel to this game might officially be getting into what we would call post-post. Well, post-post is a type of storytelling that's all about the next civilization, basically. You know, a point at which most of the post-apocalypse tropes don't exist anymore. And instead, it's just now we're, you know, it's telling... We've effectively hit the reset button. And now we have new concepts, new tropes, new standards, new cultural norms, etc., etc. And all of that is now taking into account the apocalypse. That's the important part. You know, Fallout New Vegas is my personal favorite example of a post-apocalypse, because Fallout New Vegas does still take into account the apocalypse, but they're past the post-apocalypse. They're no longer in a survivalist, oh god, how do we deal with this, you know, just barely struggling to survive kind of a thing. Instead, it's more, they have a society that acknowledges the previous iteration. That's post-post. It's actually semi-rare to see in fiction. And yeah, that's why this one's kind of weird, because these people certainly have a society, but it's pretty young and pretty new and pretty barely and pretty... There's still a lot of survivaliness going on here in terms of narrative style, right? And that's why I say, even though literally, if you were to take at this like a historian, this would probably qualify as post-post. From a narrative perspective, this is merely post. This is still the apocalypse happened and they're still coping with it scenario. That's why I say that. Anyways, if we get to post, then, well, that's just whatever at that point. Anyways. Just jotting down some thoughts here. Don't mind me. Hello, Mr. Red. First thought. Mr. Red is awesome and needs to tell me when he wants me to play head-on, just to make sure he hasn't forgotten about that. Yeah, post is the apocalypse again. Anyway, sorry. How was I doing? Yeah, post is like that's getting into some debatable territory, especially from a narrative structure. What was I doing? Right. Question mark. Just putting a bunch of question marks in the notes before I forget them. Sorry. Yeah, then there's also apocalyptic stories. Those are easy to explain. Those are happening during, often leading up to as well.
And maybe that's all I need, you know? That moment the door opened and you were standing there wearing that retro weave dress and the way you smiled. I had to look away or you were gonna see on my face what had just blossomed inside me, you know? It was just an instant, but I knew we'd be forever.
Actually, that's not an invalid point, Skymark. I agree with Blue Wolf Alex, but I think if we were to classify post, it would be the apocalypse never ended. You know, we kept going, we survived, yada yada. But it turns out things didn't actually stop. You know, the plague was still out there, the zombies are still present, the meteor is still hitting, you know, whatever. Now, Mass Effect, that's actually kind of a unique one, isn't it? Since that is a deliberately cyclical post-apocalyptic society.
Ross found me. Down here. I'm coming. I'm coming.
Die, rat. Oh, I can't kill the rat.
Aloy! Aloy!
I'm coming.
Right here, I'm right here. Whoop! Oh my god, is that a skippable cutscene? Never mind. So, okay. If I hit space, this menu pops up. If I hit escape, this menu pops up. So there's actually two separate menus when you're in the middle of a cutscene, and only one of them actually has skippable cutscenes. But that means we will remove that negative. Yeah, a little confusing, but whatever. I'm with it. I'm with it.
Come, girl.
I wonder if I could have done that to the intro now that I'm thinking about it.
You don't belong down there. Come. Such places are forbidden, Aloy.
I fell in.
They are of the metal world. What is that on your face?
Nothing.
Did you find it down there?
No.
Give it to me.
No.
Aloy, such things are dangerous.
No!
So it's a good thing she keeps it, obviously. But what really amuses me most here is she probably wouldn't be as insistent on keeping it if not for the message that she saw. You know, the one mandatory message that made her laugh.
Well, if you're gonna go sneaking away from home, you'll need to know how to survive in the wild. Come, Aloy. Home now. Starting tomorrow, you will learn to hunt.
It's tutorial time. Yeah, me too, Blackwell. My beard is stupid.
All these shapes. What do they mean?
Take your bow.
This is a bow.
Bow?
And enough muttering to that plaything. We descend to the valley now. Follow.
That's why I call it AR, Dakota. Augmented reality. The idea is it beams it directly into your brain. Which is actually ludicrously advanced tech, but let's not get into that.
Can be dangerous, Aloy. You will need to stay close and do as I say.
I know.
Now, you're still scratched up from that fall you took yesterday. So let's start there. Take this medicine pouch. I'll show you how to fill it. See this plant over here? It's called southbrush. Come, gather its berries in your pouch.
So, tutorial.
Aloy, come now. Gather the berries, good. Now eat the berries. They may taste bitter, but they can save your life. Always keep your pouch full of medicinal berries, flowers, and plants.
Where are we?
This valley is just a part of All Mother's embrace.
Embrace.
The Nora tribe watches these lands and keeps out the most dangerous machines. Usually.
That'd just be another separate thing then at that point, Erdman. Thank you, Time Lord Luke. As always. I'll put that down towards Steins Gate. I remember Zilok, if you're still there. But it's kind of a complicated thing, and I probably should save the dialogue until we're out roaming the wild.
Further downriver, we'll find a herd of machines, and I will teach you how to hunt.
Are they dangerous?
All machines are dangerous, Aloy. Their power must be respected. But I will be beside you.
I mean, that's not invalid. Machines are dangerous. That's how that is.
Aloy, a machine's coming. Crouch and follow me into the tall grass.
The same reason people hunt animals on Falkenstein.
There. Now stay low.
Little one.
No, Aloy. Such machines are called Watchers. You must learn to avoid their gaze. If you are to survive in the wilds, I will show you. Listen close and do as I do.
Can't eat bone either, though, von Falkenstein.
Wait for it to pass.
Stein. Sorry, I always say your name wrong. See, her hair's red, so that's the...
Now keep low and follow me across the trail to that tall grass.
Oh, can't let me do it yet.
Oh, another one. Let it pass.
I don't mind designated stealthing areas being labeled, though. That's a gameplay mechanic. It's basically gameplay and story segregation, and I'm okay with that.
Come, back this way. The slower you move, the quieter you'll be. And crouched walking is quieter than upright.
By the way, I wouldn't want literally his beard. I don't want to braid mine. Actually, if you want to see the kind of beard I would want, just look at Arthur over in RDR2. Yes, I know the joke, Tesla, but this is nonsense. This is a gameplay mechanic. This is the designated stealth area.
Let's move on.
Just like in Assassin's Creed, where there are designated stealth areas. They just decided to use color in order to distinguish it here.
You did well. They didn't see or hear you. Now stay close. That herd should be just ahead.
Yeah, Ghost of Tsushima did a similar thing. Assassin's Creed does a similar thing. I'm trying to think of it. There's a game where it's just shadow. It's just any time where there's shadows.
Who's that?
Ignore him.
But why's he up there?
Because he's an outcast.
He's smiling at us.
Teb! Get back where you belong! Teb! Where are you?
Ignore him. We are outcasts, and he is of the tribe.
Maybe he doesn't like the tribe.
And he is a fool. Come now. Let's find that herd. Follow.
You can? Eclectic? I'm not sure of the question.
There. See them? These are called striders.
I'm just gonna go with yes. So, little thing that I actually enjoy in this game. There's like 5, I think, different things you can gather which add to your heal pouch. What you gather determines how much of a percent of healing you get. You then just have that much percent healing to spend. It is effectively building up and spending your heal gauge, for lack of a better way to put it. But I just like the fact that it cuts out the middleman there while still giving you, you know, good options and bad options. Now, I don't know if they use that to good effect, but it's a cool idea.
Get!
Why'd you chase them off?
To show you how some machines startle easily if they detect you and run away. They're best approached by stealth. Don't worry. We'll catch up with them further down the valley. You'll see. Now, I want you to find some rocks that fit the cup of your hand.
Why?
Do as I say, Aloy, and gather the rocks. I will show you how to use them. Good. That's it. Those will do. Follow.
But there's still more reticules up. See, like, I just got 20% health from that, whereas the previous thing only gave me 15%. Now, when I say that could be used to good effect, you could have, just right off the top of my head, you could have a situation where there's an area where there's very few healing items, but they have a fairly large amount of health gain. So, you know, you get like 30% plants. Or maybe there's an area where there's lots of plants, but they all only give like 5%, so that's something you have to deal with. Or maybe there's an area where you have very little healing items and very little heal. You get the idea. It gives you a choice. It gives you a tool to design encounters and terrain. What makes this a classic run? I've played this before. I've given up on other definitions. That's how we're defining it going forward. A premier run is something I haven't played before.
Over here.
A classic run is something I have. And we're just going to do that going forward.
Stop wasting time. There's the herd. All right. It's time to throw some rocks.
I do love throwing rocks and saying thank you to Super Kikoni. Thank you very, very much. I am glad you like the beard, even though I hate it horribly. Do you know where you want to put that towards as far as increasing priority?
But rocks can't hurt machines, right?
No, but they can distract them, draw them into traps. Like that watcher over there. It must be dealt with, or it will warn the herd and send them running before we get in range.
Warn them? How?
The machines speak to each other, Aloy. Unless they are first silenced. Now you stay here on the ridge. On my signal, throw rocks and draw the watcher over to me. Wait for my signal.
Okay. Whoops. Ahem. Yeah, I don't have enough hair tonic. The reason I'm keeping it, well, I mean, the other reason I'm keeping it is a lot of people really like it on the show, but the main reason I'm keeping this is because I haven't finished growing it out yet. Like, this is only about a month of growth here, so we'll see if it keeps going.
Aloy, throw a rock near me.
I don't even see him. Oh, there he is. He was invisible. I mean, I only started growing this in mid-December, so...
There. Come, girl, it's safe now.
And mostly out of curiosity. Yeah, that's the wrong button. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out my buttons still.
Harvest a kill so I can teach you how to make arrows. Good. Now, gather stalks of ridgewood from the plants over there.
I was thinking about that this morning, Blue Off Alex. It's an interesting topic of discussion.
Use the stalks as arrow shafts, and metal shards for arrowheads.
Actually, they do, Dream Whisperer.
Good.
There are factories still active right now. There is also a lot of them.
Let's put those arrows to use. Follow.
Yes, actually, Beaver McDeaver. Although it has to be funded like any other run, so who knows when that'll happen.
Here. Stay low in the grass, and be quiet.
So let's see how the aiming is, shall we?
It's time to make your first kill.
Oh, it was, Alex. But there's a lot of exposition in this game, which we'll get to much later.
A weak machine can kill a hunter if she's careless. You must study your prey. Its hide is thick, but there are spots where it is vulnerable, like its eye. Can you guess another?
Well, I could literally see.
A canister on its back. Is that a weakness?
Yes. How did you guess that?
The device. It showed me.
But that plaything? Stop playing games. Now, again!
Interesting.
You did well today, but you have much to learn. Tomorrow, we train again.
No.
That boy! The one running the brave trails.
Hang on. I got a donation, so that boy can wait, alright? Here's Hair Tonic. Look, if Hair Tonic... I mean, actually, technically, Hair Tonic does exist in real life. It just doesn't work the way it did in the game. That's all. For the record, I do actually use beard oil. Cinnamon scented, if you're wondering. And you're probably thinking, why would I wonder that? Well, scent is an underrated one of the senses for human beings. And if you're wondering what I smell like right now, there you go. I smell like cinnamon.
Follow Aloy, quick!
Hang on, I gotta loot first. Okay, I'm done looting. I also do this. Yeah, I tend to stop smelling it after like an hour, Plutonia. Yeah, I have to admit, I really wish I could zoom out the camera on many games, this not being the only one they're with. This might actually be the only game we've reviewed with this kind of camera. Like, we streamed plenty. Oh, he's dead. Turbo dead. Yeah, there's an FOV slider, but that wouldn't change anything. It wouldn't move the camera. Ah, you're right, God of War 4. Oh, that was an old one. Ooh, cinnamon cookies.
It's only a matter of time before the machines find that boy and kick him to death. But if I shoot, it'll cause a stampede that will trample him.
But I can see the paths they take.
Stop telling stories.
I'm not. I can sneak through.
You will not.
This is one of those weird fictional situations. Him stopping her would be absolutely the correct choice. But he doesn't... He's actually wrong, he just doesn't know that. There's no way for him to know that. And thus we know he's wrong, and so we root for her. This is something that comes up in fiction semi-often, where people are portrayed as making the wrong choice because they lack information that we have. Like, he should actually prevent her from what she's about to do. This should get her killed. It's not going to because... But you get the idea. I am using a mouse and keyboard for this Alpha Human. That's the whole point. If I wanted to use a controller, I'd just be playing the PS4 version again.
Aloy!
So what you're saying, Tesla, is our death is guaranteed. And then there's just the grass here. Over here, don't mind me.
I need to move slowly and quietly so I can sneak past them.
Or I can run!
The Watcher saw me.
No, he didn't. Oh, wow, he did. Holy crap. And we're dead! Hey, there you go. Oh, that was funny. Okay, moving on. Not really, Spartan? Why would you say that? And that's the end of the game right there. And the whole world dies. The end.
Can't let them see me.
Whoops. Wrong button.
I need to do this slowly and quietly. Got to be careful.
Funny. Teenage Mutant Ninja Stealthy.
I need to see their paths. Almost there.
I mean, I use a controller on PC when I play Super Metroid, stuff like that.
There he is. Hey!
What?
was this? Shh.
Seriously, kid, shush.
Follow me.
How do you make it avoid them?
How do you avoid them? I've got red hair. But I don't have red hair. And then immediately after he says that, one of the creatures lunges out and attacks him. Just him. Ignores us.
How are you doing this?
By using my brain. What's a brain? Okay, kid, we need to have a chat. Should be okay now. How are you doing this? I'm a heretic! What? I mean, she kind of is, so... Well, listen, these people are idiots. Come. There's some decent folk, but these people are idiots.
So, it is no plaything.
Never was. Good way to prove it. By nearly getting killed, and technically actually getting killed.
Oh, Mother, bless that girl. Bless you both.
Boy!
She saved me. I just wanted...
Boy! Seal your lips. They are outcasts, both. And she is motherless. Come now.
You are stabbed! Oh, sorry.
Mother's heart.
That boy should not have spoken to us. It's against tribal law. We'll go home now. Follow.
I know the way.
Oh yeah, no, Rost is incredibly patient in this game.
Seal your lips. Seal your lips.
That's a good aim. Holy crap.
Stay away, no mother!
Ah, kids. You ever literally have kids throw rocks at you? Because I have. So, should we confront, be clever, or be compassionate? Or pull out a Star Destroyer? Okay, maybe a Star Destroyer is too much. But on the other hand, that kid did just throw a rock at an orphan girl. So, I don't know. That doesn't sound like an overreaction to me. I don't know. Maybe that's just me.
Hey!
Children, away from there! Back to picking berries!
Good thing we have medical tech.
Let me have a look.
Wait.
Here, hold still. I'll get it.
Why? Why am I an outcast?
Aloy, this is not the time.
Who was my mother?
Aloy, I've told you before, that's not for us to know. You were just a newborn when the matriarchs brought you to me.
So the matriarchs, they know?
It's not so simple.
But they know.
Aloy, we are outcasts.
So how do I make them tell me?
The matriarchs? There is a way, perhaps.
So tell me.
It would be dangerous.
How?
It would take years of training.
I don't care. How do I do it? Tell
The Proving. The tribe's rite of passage held every year. Those who pass become braves. But to the one who wins, the matriarchs grant a boon.
A boon?
Yes, whatever the winner wants.
Then I'll do it. Whatever it takes. I'll win the Proving.
I didn't win the Proving last time, did I?
We'd best get started then. Your training will be hard. And it'll take years.
Start training.
3 years later.
Follow.
Each time you show a little improvement, to show it all would take too long. You gotta have a montage. Woo! Even Rocky had a montage. Gain the power of the PC. We're not there yet, but soon we shall have the power. We shall join the Brotherhood. Nothing is true and everything is permitted. Dead. Yeah, that jump, that was a hell of a jump, apparently. I mean, from a developer perspective, I could see why they wouldn't want to make 12 different models of her for this one scene, and instead would want to make 2. Both playable, I might add. And then we're done. Actually, I just want to check the donations real quick. First of all, thank you, Jon Snow, for the sub that finally went through. As always. And if you happen to know where you want to put that, as usual, let me know. And thank you, Ravir TV, very, very much. I always appreciate those donations. Thank you very, very much. And I'm glad you like the WoW stuff. It's actually funny, because on the one hand, the WoW stuff was terrible, but on the other hand, I'm actually legitimately proud of the WoW lore run, so not a lot I can do about that. I can do putting that toward Bloodborne. Anyways, I don't think this is a bad montage. I tend to be not anti-montage in general, but then again, by the same token, it would be hard for me to name a montage I actually legitimately like. I'm not sure there is such a thing.
Rost? 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 Where is he? 2 days before the Proving and he goes off without me? He wouldn't do that.
Now, ding, we hit level 3 in all those years. Which is funny, because in D&D terms, we should actually hit level 1 right about now. X years later only works for me when it's used very carefully and precisely. And frankly, off the top of my head, I can only think of one example of that off the top of my head. And it's off the top of my head. That would be Avengers Endgame. That's true. If we weren't level 3. I was just making a D&D joke. Don't mind me. Loot, loot, loot. Very important. Sure, Mike Romano. I'm sure there is one somewhere, but I sure as hell can't think of one. Oh, fine. Hang on. Just side, I suppose? No, it's not gonna do it. Front? What's melee?
Let's make this quick.
Never mind. Hang on, gotta knock off all its armor. There we go. Just double checking to make sure it didn't repeat it.
Snow. It's not getting any warmer out here.
I don't remember how to do a heavy attack. There we go. Well, I didn't get an achievement, but I did it just for you guys.
He said we'd go hunting this morning. Why isn't he here? Where's he gone to?
Motivations, loner. Also, in most D&D settings, most adventurers are not the most powerful thing walking around. They are simply a powerful thing walking around, amongst hundreds of others, if not thousands. Level 20 isn't that special, really.
He's just standing there. What's going on with him?
Stop narrating to yourself and go find out!
Aloy, you're here.
Oh, right.
Did you want to be alone?
No. We must speak. I've been thinking about your training, Aloy. You've learned to hunt, learned to survive. But I fear there's a lesson I failed to teach you. Would you learn it now?
Of course. I'll always learn what you have to teach.
There has been some trouble recently. It affords an opportunity to learn this lesson, but it will be dangerous. You must come prepared, or you will die. Descend into the Embrace, and hunt until you have gathered the parts for fire arrows.
Fire arrows? What kind of trouble are we talking about?
Once you have the parts, you will meet me there, at the gate beyond the village of Mother's Heart.
The North Gate? At the edge of the Embrace?
Yes. Now be on your way.
Is something else bothering you?
No, I'm fine.
Are you worrying about what happens after the proving?
What happens is clear. You will be accepted as one of the tribe, and I will still be an outcast. To be shunned.
Rost, even if the tribe accepts me, I won't—
There is much to do, Aloy. We will discuss this later.
Okay. I'll go gather the parts, but I'm also going to pay Karst a visit.
Aloy, that man breaks the law every time he speaks to you.
And I'm glad he does. I want to buy a tripcaster, and no other trader will sell to outcasts.
Stock it with ammunition, then. You'll find use for that weapon tonight.
That sounds ominous. All right. See you at the North Gate.
So anyways, Jon Snow, that's a very Sith way of thinking. Are you secretly a Sith?
Something's really bothering him. If he thinks I'm gonna abandon him, he's wrong.
There we go. Alright, first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go up there. Where are we? There we are. Yeah, I recall we spent a little bit of time in the starting area before we moved on.
The embrace.
I was about to say, you're not going to let me change the mapping, but they are. Let's see. Map.
My whole life, I've never gone beyond this valley. That'll change after the proving.
Yeah, I can't even imagine that.
2 days until I get answers. 2 days, and I'll know who she was. And why I was cast out at birth. As if there could be an excuse for that. Alright, time to
Gonna go and kill her. Sorry.
I should find a herd.
Because she's also Sith. Aw.
Mother's heart. 2 more days, then I'll know what it's like in there. It's so many people crammed into one place. I guess no one ever gets lonely in there.
You never want to live in an apartment complex, Aloy. This is the Steam version. Yeah, I know. For those of you not aware, I actually prefer GOG over Steam, but I also tend to wishlist games on both if a game is on both. And so when one goes on sale on one or the other, I pick it up on the one. So, shrug, basically. Yeah, I do tactically purchase, especially since I usually know well in advance what kind of games I will be purchasing, since at this point all my game purchases are directed by you guys. No, I have not, Skymart. I will have to think on that. Right after I finish looting. I'm going a route I am definitely not supposed to go. GOG's interface is what I would call bad. I'm not sure I would call it terrible, only because I've seen worse. No stamina bar. Okay. So real talk for just a second. You want to hear something really, really stupid? And you can make full fun of me for this. It's totally cool. I found myself kind of wanting to do a second playthrough of Pathologic 2. I never will. I'll never have time. But, you know, processing afterwards, you know, if I just sort of mentally completely divorce myself from the story and the narrative, and, you know, walk away from that entirely, and just enjoy the game mechanics for what they are. I mean, it's a pretty decent survival game. And there's some cool stuff you can do.
I know, even when my belly and hands are empty, that you hold me in your embrace.
Yeah, no, Alopo. It will never happen. I will never have time.
Hello, Grata.
Oh, Mother, since I was cast out, have I not been constant as the river flows?
But yes, my
Have
friend.
I not kept the vows as the stones do? Show me your grace, All-Mother, and provide for me once more.
Those are some interesting rocks
Don't worry,
out there.
Grata. I'll hunt your rabbits.
All-Mother, I hear your voice on the wind.
I'm right here.
I would count your blessings on my prayer beads, but I lost them atop the eastern overlook. My old bones are too worn to return.
So it's rabbits and your trinket you need this time. Okay, I'll find you at your camp.
But yes, the Bachelor playthrough could be funded as a separate run, because that is a separate run at that point. And I am aware, eclectic, but thank you. We need a level. We need our exp. Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure that the reason she's doing that in that manner is because she is avoiding talking to us. She's not breaking any taboo, guys. She's just talking to the wind. Like, I'm just gonna bite in this direction, and if that pie happens to get in my way, it's not my fault. So for those of you not aware, we actually pointed this out last time. The map is 3D, which I'm not sure I like. I mean, it's a nice little... No, you don't need to repeat, Gumgo. Sorry. Give me a second here. It's visually, but it's just kind of... I don't know, I'm always someone who will prefer practicality over visibility when it comes to map design, specifically. But at the same time, this isn't exactly a bad map. It is also much better than Skyrim's map. Oh my god, it is so much better than Skyrim's map. Holy crap. First of all, it moves around better. Second of all, it zooms in and out properly rather than doing that weird pseudo-angled crap. Third, you can actually see what you're looking at. Fourth, it uses color distinction properly. Fifth, it has the actual GPS thing. Oh, okay, that's different, Tesla. That's different. I meant the actual Skyrim map when you hit M, you know, which is just... Ugh, I hate that map. It's just gameplay negative to Skyrim. We're not even playing Skyrim, and it's getting a gameplay negative. Where am I at? Favorite map? Actually, Oblivion's is pretty good. We gave a plus to it, if you'll remember. So now, see, if this was Cinema Sins, I would be like... This reminds me of Skyrim's map, and I hate Skyrim's map, so this is a negative... Or, excuse me, this is a sin for reminding me of Skyrim's map. Ding! Yeah, the new Doom games have some pretty good 3D maps, no less. Some of the Metroids have pretty good map designs, too, while I'm thinking about it. Yeah, I don't know how to be funny, so that doesn't surprise me, Dr. Winter. Spider-Man's map was pretty decent, too. PS4. In all sincerity, Skyrim's map might be one of the worst video game maps I've seen. It's not the worst. I'm sure I could come up with actually worse than that. Pathologic 2 has a better map than Skyrim. I guess that's not saying much, but Pathologic 2's map was not one I was super impressed by, but even that used zone distinction, color distinction, and proper labeling, whereas Skyrim was just Skyrim. Whoops, right. Getting used to resources. Getting used to controls here still, forgive me. See what a range is. Shabby. True, Bamber. Oh, speaking of which, Bamber, we need to talk. I'm afraid I have terrible, terrible news. You put $2, one sub, towards Caves of Qud. Unfortunately, Caves of Qud was never supposed to be an actual run. It was a joke donation, and that's on me. That is my fault and no one else's. But that does mean I need you to reallocate that sub, if you would, please. That's a lot of bunnies. Wow. No. If you recodify the request, I will say no. I have looked into Caves of Qud now. I'm sorry, I lied. There was actually a patch yesterday for this game. One moment. She sounds like a diplomat. Gum Gum. Or he. I don't know. I didn't catch the gender. But the person you described sounds like that. Okay. We're going to try some graphic settings, which are, anecdotally, going to improve our setup here. Need to move a few things here, forgive me. Hello? There we go. Let's do this first. I'm going to tinker a little bit here. And hope for the best. Still here? We're still here. Okay. Okay. Well, that's interesting. We're gonna restart the game because my mouse cursor is literally off now. So, you know, that's neat. have no such donation from you, Zach Taft, so no, you didn't. Do you remember when and how you did that? Okay. Mouse is correct again. Now let's set this up. So VSync needs to be off. Not even sure why it's on to begin with. That's off, which it should be. FPS limit is off. I don't care. Yeah, supply. Yeah, supply. With what, Zach Taft? Or did I miss a donation from you? In which case, I'm sorry. Admittedly, I'm a little distracted right now. I don't know what either of those games are, Bamber. Give me just a second there, please. I am 100% sure of that, Dr. Winter. It's going to be boring and irritating, but we will be able to review. It'll be interesting to review what'll probably be the worst reviewed game I'll ever review. Okay, let's see if all of these changes will help. I guess that's it? There's actually a... Apparently there is a way to skip the intro. All you have to do is Alt F4 the game, which causes it to say, are you sure you want to leave the game? In which case you say no, and then it will skip the intro. Sorry, I'm checking one other thing really quick while we're here. Well, let's just see how much further we get with these settings, and if these don't work, there is another suggestion, which I'd rather not do, but whatever. I don't know what to tell you, Zach Taft. I don't have an entry for it. I'm sorry. I can check your name. So there's something for you towards Awakening of the Rebellion, Marvel Ultimate Alliance 1, Halo Wars 2, Marvel Ultimate Alliance 1, Halo Wars, Halo Wars, Halo Wars, and that's it. That's all I got. That's the full list. Let's see where the autosave puts us. Someone like that would be a good Jedi, but they wouldn't be a good member of the Jedi Order.
My food is scarce, and
Okay, so
I'm so weary.
that's not terrible autosaves. Means
The season grows lean and wise.
we get some food first of all. So I'm going to pause, Alt Tab. What would I call Obi-Wan? A human being? A Jedi? I don't know. I can't summarize Obi-Wan with one word. Hang on, let me try. Obi-Wan in one word. Well, hello there. No, not a meme answer. I don't know. I don't know what I would come up with. Mentor. There you go. That's Obi-Wan with one word. Mentor. One of the classic archetypes we use to this day of a mentor character. So, what was I going to jot down? Oh, yeah. There. We'll see how crash heavy we continue to be. Because that... I'm pretty mean about crash negatives, so that could, and hopefully won't, continue to blossom out into even more crash negatives. I say hopefully won't, not because I want the game to review better, but because I'd rather not deal with crashes on a regular basis during a run. I've already done that once. Actually, I've done that like 3 times, but Anthem was aggravating to push through. I'll never forget that one stupid side quest, which was actually a main plot quest, but it played like a side quest, which we had to do 3 times because I kept crashing in the middle of it. Stupid goddamn. I know how to quick save. Thank you, Eclectic.
I need to speak to you.
Nah. Anything that's red is something I'm already full
No one else will help me.
Okay, fine, what?
You want to talk to an outcast?
I'm desperate for help. Whatever the consequences.
What's the problem then? Trouble with your leg?
Forget about me. It's my daughter, Arana. She's in danger. She went after a scrapper near Mother's cradle. I fear for her life. I can't even stand up, let alone go after her. Will you help me find her?
Do you have any food on you? Because if you do, I'm gonna aggro a guard and have the guard come over and kill you. And then I'm gonna kill the guard and then I'm gonna rob both of you. Ahem.
You know the matriarchs might cast you out for speaking to me, don't you?
I don't care. I tried looking for her myself and my leg gave out. Just find her. I'll accept any punishment if it means she's safe.
Why would your daughter hunt a scrapper on her own?
It's my fault. I went after it first and it tore up my leg. I barely got away and I left a spear impaled in the machine. That spear was made by Adina, my mate, who died last year. It means everything to Arana. She went after the scrapper to get it back.
Yeah, ostracization is beautiful and wonderful. Like, for example, did you know that someone in chat right now, not gonna name names, actually likes the sequel trilogy to Star Wars? Ham.
You said Arana went to Mother's cradle?
Yes, southeast of here. I forbid her from going, but ever since her mother died, she's become impossible. Damn it, look at me. A widower, now a cripple. Father that can't find his daughter. Please, help me set things right.
I'll do what I can to help your daughter.
Make sure she's all right. I'm begging you.
There is apparently a regular crash fix here. Let's see if I can do that really quick without having to restart. I mean, I could just save right here. There's a save literally right here. Let's just grab that. There we go. Okay. So let's see if we can do this really quick. Okay, let's try this. Sorry, give me a sec. This might involve a reboot. So what I'm probably going to do, if this does involve a reboot, assuming it's not already on, is we'll wait until it crashes again, then we'll reboot then. Who knows, maybe it won't even crash. That'd be crazy. There we go. Okay, that is going to require a reboot. So, we will see if this crashes again. If it does, we'll try that fix and we'll see if that works. Alright.
These are helpful. Bitter, though.
I just need a little more food. Oh god, Dutch in Pathologic 2. I like the translations it does, by the way. Because that's what that is. That's a translation of the icon there. There's a few of those later, too, which are kind of cool. Anyways. Let's go kill stuff. You need merch. I mean, people keep bugging me for merch, but it's never going to happen. I mean, what do you put on a shirt that involves me? Don't ask that question. But yeah, this game is kind of MMO-y. I admit I'm kind of into that, so I'm with it, but it is rather MMO-y. Oh, dude, the extant. I mean, this symbol just means me. I don't know if you want a tattoo that effectively means me. I mean, yeah, I know it's the branding for the show and the extant, but... here we go. Control, change mapping, menu, crafting. We'll put that there. And while we're at it, I'll put those there. Okay, what do we got? Well, thank you, Paranoid Android. I got a lot of flack for it. So glad you liked it. I still need Blaze, which means I need to kill more things. It is a mathematical representation of myself, my kimono. Or, more accurately, the number 7 and the number 33. So... The technology in this setting is so normal to these people that I don't think they ever really consider it sorcery casual. It's just every day. That's just what it is. You know what I mean?
Okay, Grata said her prayer beads were at the Eastern Overlook. It's not far from here.
This button? No. This button. There we go. There's a little bit of correcting on it, which is probably from the auto-aim, which I'm going to leave on for right now.
The Brave Trail up the rocks is close by.
It's a nice, minor little tidbit.
But it takes strong arms to reach the Overlook the fast way.
You don't have to hold down sprint, you can just tap it and be in sprint mode. Totally not Assassin's Creed. I'm not actually complaining, by the way. I'm one of those weirdos who likes Assassin's Creed. Yeah, sorry guys, I actually like AC. I like AC too, but I also like AC. Someone like her who basically lives alone probably talks to herself a lot. Actually, I do like AC, but I don't like AC/DC. I mean, who doesn't like air conditioning? Honestly.
This looks promising. Aha! Grata's prayer beads. I see why she comes up here to pray. It looks out to Mother's Gate. You know, I wonder what bothers me more. That she ignores me, or that with all her talking to All-Mother, she's never lonely.
Secretly, that's the All-Mother. And her skin's gone. I mean, on her hands. Yeah, there's Asheron's Call, there's Assassin's Creed, and there's air conditioning. I'm pretty sure at least some of you like... Or I'm pretty sure all of you like at least one of those things. Unless you're contrarian, in which case there is no help for you.
I'll do what I have to.
Oh yeah, there's also Armored Core and Ace Combat. To those attacks, don't you? Well, only the robots in the chat like alternating current. I don't remember having any issues with the climbing in AC Odyssey, so... Right. Everything else, maybe, but, you know. Oh, that would explain it. 5. Well, I've never reviewed any of them, El Lobo. But, from just vague memory, I would probably say 4 or Revelations. I suppose that's weird to think that Assassin's Creed 4, aka Black Flag, is my favorite Assassin's Creed game, but it is. There are other Assassin's Creed games that do individual things better than that. But AC4 just had a wonderful mix of things I liked. You know? Like, pieces of tree that are just floating in midair. I mean, where can I get that other than AC4? You know, I'll be honest, I remembered too fondly, and then I replayed it for the lore run. And, wow, my opinion of that went down in a hurry. It's still a good game, but, yeah. Oh, yeah. Let's go make those while we're at it. So, let's see here. Well, I've never reviewed any of the others, Nerdman, so Unity and Syndicate will be the first ones I ever reviewed. That does sound like a good decision, S.A. Ross. What am I looking for? Controls. Q. See what I mean by the medicine pouch? It just translates percentage directly into healing. Which is awesome. You know, I have distinct memories the last time we were doing this. People were like, go do the main plot. God, we haven't had that problem in years. People used to constantly whine at me, no offense, to do main plot stuff and ignore side quests. But yeah, no wasted healing. And it also means, I don't know, it means you can do stuff with it, design-wise as well as player-wise. Pretty sure you can also start and stop healing, but I don't remember how to do that exactly. Like, I only want to use X of my healing pouch right now, kind of a deal. Like I said, it used to be a pretty big problem for me on the streaming. People don't do that anymore. So it's an old complaint. It's not valid anymore. But once upon a time, you know, before I started doing really professional streaming, people are like, God, stop doing side content. Go to the main plot. For every freaking game I streamed that had that as a thing.
The only way she knows. Good news, Grata. Once again, All-Mother has brought you rabbits.
Thank you, Babber.
I found your prayer beads, too. Just try not to lose them again.
All-Mother. Each morning I find your tears of joy speckling the leaves. Joy at the beauty of all you have made.
You're welcome.
See how I cry now with you in gratitude.
You're welcome.
So you'll cry for her, but you won't speak to me. Fine. Guess that makes you the better outcast. Grata, I may not be around much for a while. I'm gonna run in the proving, and I'm not sure what's gonna happen after that.
Oh, Mother, I thank you for the kindnesses you share. When the proving comes, in your great wisdom, may you give favor to a brave of generous heart.
I think I get what you're saying. Goodbye, Grata. For now.
And never again shall we speak to her. By the way, I'm sorry, I didn't mention this out loud. But cave story, Bamber.
As I count off my...
But yeah, no, sorry to repeat what I was talking about earlier. I figure Aloy, as someone who predominantly lives alone, she probably talks to herself constantly. Not that I would know anything about that. I don't talk to myself while I'm alone. I'm actually not embarrassed about that at all. I'm sure most of you guys do too.
Years of devotion for these beads.
Everyone in chat, no, we never talk to ourselves.
Let me whisper to you.
Ding. Gotta go talk to Dive. Dive, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to throw you to the wolves. But they were so tasty. I know, but they were someone's wolves. I'll tell that person they raised some delicious wolves. Yes, I will, Dive. Thank you.
Never know when I might need these.
So, embarrassing admission time. Once in my life, I was talking to myself in a rather embarrassed fashion. I'm not going to tell you what I was saying, if you'll forgive me for not embarrassing myself that much. And I'm just...
It's your sister, Olara!
So I'm talking to myself, and you know I'm like, and I don't even have my glasses on, and so because you know I got tears pouring down my eyes. So finally I'm like, whatever. Walk out to the kitchen. Person's right there. I thought he'd gone to work as a roommate. I thought he'd gone to work. And I'm just like, I just like freeze up, like, oh my god. And it was just so humiliating. I can laugh about it now. At the time, I was just like, hello.
Are you out there?
Hey, you want a more everyday humiliation that I have suffered many times? When someone says something in a way and manner that sounds like they're talking to you, and you immediately respond, and then you realize they're on the phone. That actually happens to me way more often than I'd like to admit.
Brom, can you hear me?
Who are you calling out for? Do you need help?
I have nothing against outcasts. Far from it. But I shouldn't talk to you. I don't want to get in trouble.
I don't see anyone else around to help.
I guess you're right. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to be callous. My brother was cast out, but his sentence has ended. He should have come home, but he didn't, and his camp was covered in blood.
Yeah, real talk. You may or may not notice, because these are the same style headphones I use on my phone, right? And there's a mic right there. So when I'm talking on the phone, I just talk into that. I actually went out of my way, and this is a pattern I do to this day, that when I'm talking to someone, I make it a point of doing this. There's no reason to do this. In fact, the microphone quality is slightly worse when I'm holding it out like this. But this way, people around me will see that I'm clearly talking into my headset, and thus they know that I am on the phone.
You said your brother's camp was soaked with blood?
The Braves went looking for him, and that's what they found. All I can think about is what might have happened. Is he really dead? Or maybe just wounded? Is he suffering? Does he need help? I can't stand it not knowing.
What are you doing out here all alone?
Each day I cut a notch on the wall so I knew Brom's sentence was over. Then I cut 3 more. But he still hadn't come back. I begged the matriarchs to send Braves to find him, and all they found was a blood-soaked camp. The Braves said he must be dead, but I have to know the truth. So I came out looking for him.
You know, I don't often comment on this, but the lip syncing in this game is actually bad.
Why was your brother cast out?
Brom was always a little different. A little touched. One of the hunters had a cruel heart and never let him alone. I was gone but an hour, and the hunter set after him like always, but this time, Brom struck back with a rock and split the man's skull.
Nice! Oh, I mean bad.
Spirits made him do it, he said. Whispers of the forgotten. It cost him 10 years. I never should have left him alone.
What do you mean, forgotten?
All Mother curses blasphemers who won't repent, banishing them from her eternal memory. Those lost spirits are the forgotten. Brom used to say they spoke to him, told him to do things. It was such a burden for him, and there was nothing I could do to help.
I'll do what I can to find your brother.
You will? Then let me come with you. I won't be a bother. I know how to stay out of sight.
I'm faster on my own.
If that is how it must be, just find him then. Please.
I don't think I have the ability to kill her, but I also don't have a save nearby. Well, there's a save kind of nearby. There's only one way to find out. No, honestly, given some of the issues, I'm surprised they don't have more mental health issues. Or maybe they do. That would explain Lansra. Also true. Do you have to do the bloom thing? It's very pretty without the bloom. Whatever.
That must be Alana. Sounds like she's in trouble.
Yeah, get rid of them, please!
Oh. Right, those were threatening you. You're welcome.
Yeah, teach him a lesson!
That wasn't a warning.
Finish them off! Thanks for saving me from those machines.
I'm muted. In about an hour of gameplay, we crashed twice, Kamek. I think that speaks for itself.
Can I talk to you for a minute?
I guess.
Soaked from milk.
Thank you. I thought those Watchers were gonna tear me apart.
Your father sent me after you. It's time to go home.
I figured. But I can't go back until I get my mother's spear from that scrapper.
That spear must mean a lot to you.
My mother made it not long before she died. I can't believe my father lost it.
He didn't mean to. Scrappers are dangerous.
I know. I just can't stand the idea that it might be gone forever.
Your father is worried sick about you.
He gets worried if I go 10 steps to relieve myself in the bushes.
He doesn't want to lose you, Alana.
I know. But I do wish he wouldn't yell at me so much.
How did you wind up in that tree?
I tracked the scrapper to Mother's cradle. Caught a glimpse of it too, but then a Watcher saw me and called his pack. By all, Mother, I'm just not a good enough hunter to get that spear back, am I?
I'll look for your spear.
You will? Oh, thank you.
Go find your father. His leg gave out while he was searching for you, just south of Mother's Hurt.
Oh, no. Okay, I'll go to him right away. Thanks again.
Aiming is obviously better. I mean, duh. Anything would... It's a mouse and keyboard. It's mouse and keyboard aiming. It feels just slightly off, so I'm having to correct it a little bit. Like I said, I'm still kind of getting used to it. Let's see what I think of that in, like, 10 hours of gameplay. There we go. It was already selected. It's been a while, El Lobo. They actually give the exact number later. I don't remember. Please forgive me. But it has been a while.
Alana's trail ends here. Must be where she saw the scrapper. If I follow its tracks, I should be able to find that spear. Oh boy.
Yeah, but that's literally sticking out of its head. How did that not hit the weak point?
Looking good.
The Mouser bots or whatever they're called. That's a good point. I don't remember where the dodge is, or if it's a thing I have to unlock, or I don't remember anything here. Oh, there it is. Dodge. Although, apparently I have a dodge already, it's just on the worst possible button for it.
Mother's cradle.
Would be a good dodge button. Sorry, I'm just playing around as if I was trying to dodge, and I'm trying to figure out which buttons I would automatically, muscle memory hit to dodge. Because most of them are already taken by something. Like that. Shift is run, V is scan, C is crouch, space is jump. Mouse buttons are mostly taken right now for these things. Hey, Aimbot Johnson. Hello, Aurorix. I could do that. That's actually not a bad idea. Let's do that. Middle mouse. Why would you ever do that? I cannot be the only person who hates using middle mouse. Alright, so we're going to shuffle crouch over to B. Then we're going to shuffle dodge over to C. And that way it's right there. Just like that. Just crouch like that. It's going to take a little getting used to. Yeah, you know what? I'll agree with that, Dakota. But mouse wheel? Ugh.
They're angry.
Hell, I don't even like using the middle mouse button to move the map around, also known as the paradox method. Turkey! Die! Lord of the Rings quote. Well, that's completely different. That's not middle mouse button gimmick. That's just mouse wheel at that
Check the
point.
other side.
I like that too. In fact, a lot of the AI behavior of the enemies is kind of neat. It's fairly basic, but at the same time, it's basic with deliberate patterns, which are obviously designed to make them have weaknesses and strengths with regards to how they operate, and in ways that make sense in lore. A very small example of that is, you notice how the giant thing, it charged me and then did a rear kicking attack, right? So that's its hardest hitting thing, obviously, the rear buck. However, in doing so, if you successfully dodge that, it sits there for a moment, because now its weak point has been exposed to you after having tried to hit you. Really basic level stuff if you think about it, but it's just cool that they do little things like that. And of course these are the bare bones basic herbivore level enemies. We'll get to much more complex enemies later. And I've been told that I need to be terrified of bears, so that's something to look forward to. No, I'm liking it so far, Skymark. I mean, I haven't already defaulted to melee. Oh, well, I don't do that because that's awkward and weird for me, Chemic. So, there you go! There's your answer. There's no fox to pet, but there are foxes to kill and steal their delicious meat. But no, I'm referring to the bears in the DLC, which obviously I have not played, but I have been told they are death
Their
doom.
way for now.
Don't mind me. Yes, Aimbot Johnson. And thank you. Grab a save while I'm her, because why not?
I think I'm in the clear.
Well, this is part of the long block, El Lobo, so that should probably answer you.
Spear.
And we do have a DLC to go through as well. The short answer is, I have no idea. The long answer is, we'll be playing this into next week. There's machines doing what they do. I mean, the controls are certainly different, but it does feel like a port. But that's a good thing, actually. I guess that's invalid for what I'm trying to say. It feels like a decent PC port other than the repeated crash issues. Might be a better way to phrase that. Thank you, Zero Cool. Very, very much for that sub. If you know where you want to go, put that to go. As far as increasing a priority, please let me know. There we go. Well, they did say they would, Chemic, so that's not what I would call surprising, but it is a good thing. My favorite bots are the T-Rexes, but of course they are. The T-Rexes. They win by default. Now imagine if we saw shark bots. You know, the sequel. Honestly, the fact that they released it so early is a little bit strange and frankly kind of worrisome, but it's still understandable. And we're dead. Couldn't remember how to heal. It's okay, I remembered as I was dying. It's cute. Let's see where it puts us. Where is this? When is this? Ha!
There. Time to get that spear.
That's pretty much what I'm thinking, Chemic. They probably dropped everything to try and do damage control, which is why I say it's a little worrisome, but the whole thing was a train wreck to begin with, so... That was a stealth kill. What are you talking about? I just can't do enough damage. I can probably upgrade my bow at this point, though. I suppose that's valid. I also have the dodge button I should probably be using. Yeah, turkeys are good eating, too. Thank you, Mythrock. Always and ever. Appreciate it. Thank you. Give me a moment. If you know where you want to put that donation, please let me know. And thank you as always.
Got their attention.
Nothing to see here. I mean, I plan to take the exact same number of breaks, S.A. Ross, if that's what you mean. I wouldn't even call these VI, Skymark. And these are certainly not AI. These are bots. These are classic grade A robots. They have a task, they do the task, the end. It's one of the things that actually makes them terrifying. If he was in charge of it, or if he was against it. Go. Yes, these are Metools. Terrifying if properly utilized. Stealthing. I should. Damn it, I hate to do that. Sorry, I'm thinking about the dodge button still. I mean, I don't have a preference, Silver Mask, so that's whatever to me.
They're scanning for me.
It'll be explained later. But it's pretty simple. They're, you know, they're robots. They have been attacked, or they have encountered something that they deem hostile, therefore they react to it. It doesn't matter who or what's doing it, you know. We didn't send the all-clear code. Other robots are fine, because other robots will send the all-clear code. We can't go, you know, do the modem sound with our voice. Oh, this isn't derangement. This is just, again, you're giving these guys too much credit. This is just programming. This is basic level stuff, right? Oh, you're funny, Dream Whisperer. This is the kind of programming we can do now with robots, and we have done more advanced programming than this with robots nowadays. Put it that way. Now, there is something else unrelated, which I'm not spoiling, but let's not go into that. Yeah, we don't even know what the derangement is yet. Remember, there's lots of people watching this who have not played this yet, so trying to dodge spoilers, we will ban. Or at least, you know, temp ban. We don't perma-ban for stuff like that. But we will temp ban. Name 5 female playable characters, Nerman, and there you go. I can't think of any, dude. I don't know. Aloy, there you go. Samus Aran. And I'm sure there's others. I can't think of any. Like, I'm being asked about Palpatine. I'm being asked about Marvel Alliance 2. I'm being asked about female playable characters. I got nothing. I'm not counting characters where you can decide their gender, because those aren't really female characters. Those are decidable characters. Those are PCs. I'm not asking you to not be excited and not love the story. It's just, There are people who haven't played this before, Eclectic. It's just basic courtesy, that's all. That's all I'm asking. There you go, Aqua. Here's the second one. We're up to 2. Excuse me, 3. We're up to 3 now. Sorry, I'm still debating. The problem is, what I want to put dodge on is shift. But shift is run, so I'm thinking I might move run. What the hell do I move run to? Or I could do that. Oh, that feels like a weird choice. We could try that, though. Sure, let's try that. Let's try that. Alright, so... let's put dodge on shift. Yes. And then let's shuffle this over to... Well, no, hang on. Let's do this. Let's put dodge on 7. And then let's shuffle... Hang on a sec. Map over to B. And then let's shuffle that back to C. Let's see how that feels. Okay. See what our range is like. Not too shabby. Yeah, they were starting to fog out, so must have been. Robots are like, must have been the wind. Hit it. I remember how to melee these things, because you know.
A well-made weapon.
Oh, I used to play this
Alana
game.
will be happy to have it back.
Let's say there's one more. By the way, I love this game too, Eclectic. It is, it's a fun one. I'm rather fond of it.
Low and quiet does it.
That's an interesting question, Kemek. If you're asking, is there more to the base combat than shooting the enemy or hitting the enemy, the answer is no. But there's also traps and stealth moves and different types of weak points and lots of different enemy types. Using the terrain to your advantage, avoiding the enemy entirely. I feel like I'm missing something there. So the answer to the question you were probably really asking is no, this is not all there is to it. Oh yeah, there's also the hacking, which we haven't even unlocked yet. Yeah, Tifa qualifies. Tifa is pretty awesome. Favorite character in that game, so with it. So we've got Tifa, Samus, Aloy. dare a boar not die in a single arrow shot? I know, it's a boar.
No one else around. Looks safe to meet. My guess is he'll be waiting for me.
Sorry. Ciri, I wouldn't call her a playable character in any real sense. I mean, she's a playable character narratively, so I guess I'm lying. But I wasn't counting her. But sure, I like Ciri. Yes, there are different types of bows. There is no different melee weapon. We're stuck with the spear. The melee combat is pretty basic. It's one of the only reasons I found the combat lacking my last time through. Because there's that, and that is kind of it when it comes to meleeing. Now, that isn't completely nothing, because what you can do with melee is you can knock off armor. And in fact, a decent strategy for later mobs is to melee them first, and then go ahead and arrow them down once you have the weak points uncovered. Right. I believe there's a jumping strike too, but I'm not sure if that's like stealth or otherwise. Die, monster. Ah, got it. Sorry. Needed to kill it. And yes, New Game. This game also has New Game Plus, which is also going to be a positive later, because New Game Plus is awesome. But, this way... I got plenty. I love how there's rich meat and fatty meat. There is one thing I remember not liking about this game, although I don't think it's really negative-worthy. It's probably more lack of positive-worthy. And that's the fast travel, if you could call it that.
Calm, calm.
We'll discuss that later, though. I don't think we even have that unlocked yet. Ellie? No, no. I mean, you could argue if she qualifies in 1, but I definitely did enjoy her in 2, so...
Hardy little plant. You'll help.
Oh, Mother be praised! Aloy's back! With the spear!
Yeah, hang on. Give me a second. There's a bunny! Sorry, what were you guys saying? Well, we'll find out, won't we, Nerozaz? Because this is my second time through, so... There we go.
First you send Arana back to me, and now you've got the spear. When I first called out to you for help, I didn't even know if you'd speak to me. I'm glad you did.
Me too. I can't believe you got the spear back.
Your mother knew how to craft them. It's of exceptional make.
I'll never be the crafter she was, but she did pass along a few tricks. I'd be happy to take a look at your spear.
Thank you. It sounds like she was special. I'm sorry for your loss.
Well, because of you, I still have the spear to remember her by. You didn't have to help us, but you did. She would have admired that. Thank you, Aloy, for everything.
Snow. It's not getting any warmer out here.
Get a hard save in while we're at it. Ding. Hey, Gratzman! You got it, Chocolate Rob. No, Primarch. We are actually trying to avoid spoilers since quite a few people are watching this for the first time. We'll talk about things when we get there, but we're trying to avoid spoiling the fact that it was his sled all along as we're going through. So, let's see. So I'm jotting down some things I'm thinking about here while I'm thinking about them. I lost it. I had something else I wanted to jot down. I don't remember. It'll come to me. This is why I try to jot those down as I go. And then I forget, and then I'm dumb. Hang on. This one. What's an informal economic issue? Like, I know what an economic issue is. But I don't understand the adjective attachment. Where's... Oh, I guess I already did it. Right. Okay, yep, nope. That's it. Where is... His sled was a robot? Oh, actually, that'd be kind of cool. His sled was a metal. And by the way, Tessie, it's not my fault that bunnies are so delicious. I don't even remember if I had this unlocked yet.
Machine saw me.
Nope, looks like I don't. Okay. Unless there's a button I don't remember, which is possible. I don't remember. Chocolate Rob, I'm sorry. And then I'll eat the police. Yeah, I think I need hacking first, too. I need to be able to change the color. Which I'm pretty sure I can't do now. I should check that, though. Let's see here. Well, there's all that stuff which is locked out, and there's all that stuff which is locked out. I have no idea what to get. Last time I just got all the melee stuff. Like that tree and everything else didn't matter. Yeah, honestly, I'm kind of leaning towards going over here first. So I will. What? Hang on. What's that give? Let's grab that one. And that one. And that one. And that one. I mean, it's entirely possible her dad is not exactly dominant in conversation, so that might make sense for Briz. But I'm pretty sure the game's point is that spoiler, and that's why she is that way. Yes, unfortunately I did, Chuck the Rob. Believe it or not, you're the first person to mention that today, though. I already knew that, but I figured we'd turn that into a drinking game, unfortunately, because it is what it is. What? Yeah, he was only 36, I do believe. Which really sucks.
There he is. Looks nervous.
I don't remember if this game has weather. It has a weird skybox, very blurry skybox, for how detailed the rest of the game is. But that's neither here nor there.
Well, well, well. An outcast on my doorstep. All mother protect me.
Surprised you saw me the way you keep looking every other direction to make sure no one's watching. Careful there, or you'll sprain your neck.
It's always a pain in the neck when you show up, girl, one way or another.
Oh, gotcha. So it has a lot of unregulated economy. I got you, Gum Gum. What's her name? Not Aloy, the actress. I can picture her face, and I can hear her in Outer Worlds, but I can't think of her damn name. And I could Google it, but it's probably faster to just ask you guys. Thank you. Birch. Ashley Birch. There we go.
Is there a reason why you're acting so cranky today?
Once you run the proving and get made a brave, you'll deal with traitors in Mother's Heart. Maybe I don't like losing customers.
Traitors who don't break the law and deal with outcasts, you mean?
That's right. Our days of crime will be behind us, so long as you keep quiet.
I mean, I don't know about you, I'd probably keep working with the traitor who trades with the outcasts. Because there's either greed or intelligence on display there. Or both, I suppose.
Are you worried I'm going to tell someone that you trade with outcasts?
I don't think you're the kind who talks, but you never know.
You can stop worrying. The secret's safe with me.
Yeah, that's what I figured. But I don't mind hearing it.
The only person I've ever told about our trades is Rost.
Yeah, well, not like he can turn me in, even if he wanted to. Law and duty sort of a man, that Rost. I don't know how you stand it.
You really don't know why he was cast out?
I've told you no. I don't think anyone knows what he did, but it must have been serious because his term is for life.
Why do you take the risk, trading with outcasts?
Every time you ask. If a big, meaningful talk is what you're after, move along.
It's because you used to be one, isn't it?
Yeah. Got caught poking around one of the metal ruins out beyond the Embrace. Matriarch said I was tainted and gave me 5 years.
What did you see in the ruins?
Nothing I can make sense of. After my shunning, I tried living back in Mother's Heart, but everyone I knew had moved on, and there were so many people everywhere I turned. I like it better out here.
Last time I visited, you had a tripcaster available for trade. Still got it?
I do. But you'd need to bring me a scrapper lens. What can I say? Special weapons don't come cheap.
Oh, I can pay. Took down a scrapper not long ago. Stripped out the lens in perfect condition.
I'll be the judge of that. Show me.
Actually, yeah, Bayonetta would count too. She's pretty awesome. Although I liked her a lot better in Bayonetta 2 than I did in Bayonetta 1. So, this is kind of a neat feature. It's a form of tutorialization. It's also really small for some reason. But it does highlight some of the stuff you can do. In case you can't see that because that's a thumbnail, she sets up the traps in between two rocks in an area where they're likely to run, goes around, and then charges, scaring them into the path of where she set the traps without ever actually, you know, doing any damage, and then... I didn't ignore you, Blow Up Alex. I mean, Aqua is awesome. I'm not sure what I would think of Edelgard, though. I don't remember Lucina, and I have no idea who Erica is off the top of my head. Whoops.
got yourself a tripcaster, practice how to use it someplace else, all right? My life's exciting enough without a bunch of shock wire booby traps to trip over.
Really? Could have fooled me. I guess that concludes our business.
All right, and good luck in the proving. Blessing of All Mother and all that.
I've got what I need. Time to meet Rost at the North Gate.
I will also admit, I love the aesthetic of this game. Now, I already mentioned that I like this aesthetic, but that's actually not what I mean. I mean the plastic and fur aesthetic, which I'm not actually sure I've ever seen in something else. Like, I'm sure I've seen that somewhere, but I'm not sure where else I would have seen that. It was one I did for Rumination, wasn't it, Blue of Alex? Yeah, that would explain it. Did I already say that? I'm sorry. It's awesome! What do you want from me? Right. That's what I'm doing. It's time for negatives, 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 negatives. Maybe. Give me a second. There it is. That's what I thought. Please give me a second here. I'm going to look something up real quick. But I'm also going to probably give a negative here. I'll jot it down as a potential. Well, I hope a second is approximately 1 second of time, but I could be wrong. I'm sorry, I don't understand the question, Xenon. Yeah, it's a good video tutorial choice, and they even show off like a clever way to use it, and then it's this dinky little thumbnail. I can barely see it. I can't even imagine what you guys are saying. Sorry, I'm looking at mods. Forgive me. There are not many. And most of them are just reshades. There's a mod to skip the intro. That's funny. Listen, Xenon. The seconds, we all know that when you say give me a sec, what you mean is give me several minutes. When you say give me a min, that means give me like 20 to 30 minutes. When you say give me a while, that's going to be forever. Like, you have, who knows how long that's going to take. Yeah, we're still in the intro. Yeah, I just finished looking over the Nexus, and I'm trying to find... There is a way to do this. Basically, I need to alter a specific graphics setting somewhere. The catch is figuring out where to edit it and how. A bit would be in between a sec and a min. Let's check one of these reshades. Let's see what this gives me, because if it gives me the option I want, then I'm going to go for that. Bum 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 bum. Ba 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 ba. Sorry. Don't want to get copywronged. Now, if you ever hear me say super quick or real quick, that's actually very, very quickly. That's just and done. This is not one of those times. I'm not finding it. I'm gonna have to research this off camera. If anybody wants to help me look this up, I'm trying to figure out a way to disable depth of field. Well, in many cases they don't have mod tools, David Sob, so they just kind of do what they can. Which is also why games like this tend to have very little mod support, aka no mod support. Like I said, most of the mods here are reshades, which is just fiddling with graphics settings. Right, Mythrock, you're absolutely right. Bum wah, bum wah. Da 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 da. There you go. Sorry. See, I don't have to work at it to deliberately sing badly.
You, I mean, her. No, don't speak.
Yes, don't speak to me. You're not legally allowed to yet. I mean, I get depth of a field as a creative choice. I don't agree with it, but people use it all the time. I'm fine with it in games as long as it's an option. It unfortunately almost never is, which is just aggravating. Correct, Mr. Nuclear. Well, to my knowledge, no Legend of Zelda game has a female protagonist.
Explosions and shouts from outside the Embrace. I wonder what's going on.
So that didn't fix the crash issues. I hate motion blur. Motion blur will literally give me a headache. I turn it off every time I can. Alright, so we've crashed. That means I'm going to go ahead and reboot and try the other fix. See if that works. 3 crashes in 2 hours and 50 minutes is not good, however. So obviously the stream has to go offline. I will be back in just a couple minutes. I'll be back in a sec.